Today we are going to embark on our revision, and today we are going to cover on income tax, that is commercial arithmetic, the work we covered in Form 3. Now I have a question with you, and if I can read this question, this is the question we have, and this is the table. Remember, always when we have a question from income tax, we have a table from which we have to work from. Then this is our table. If I can read the question, the table below shows the rate of taxation in a given year, and in that given or specific here we have the table which was used for income reduction, what they call the pay. Now this is the table we have, and I told you you have to master the content of what we have in the first law. In the first law where we have income, that is in Kenyan pounds per annum. Then we have rate Kenyan shillings per Kenyan pound. That is the better information the moment you want to work under this question. And remember now, under this type of question, everything you are going to work here is in terms of per year. Because the moment we have Kenyan pounds per annum, the per annum means per year. Then when we talk about in Kenyan pounds, whatever we have, if you have been given in Kenyan shillings, you have to convert it first into Kenyan pounds. Then this is the table on how the deduction were made. We had the person or the people who were earning between the bracket of 1,000 to 3,900. They were having a rate of 2, that is Kenyan pounds per annum. The one who were earning between this one and this one, 3 all the way to those people who were earning more than 19,500, the rate was at 9. Now, let us try to read the question. If we have to read this question, the question says, in that year whereby this step was deducted from, Mr. Okomo, a teacher at this high school, was earning a basic salary of 27,000. This Mr. Okomo was earning a basic salary of 27,000. And if I have to be very specific, this was per month. In addition, he was entitled to other allowances amounting or totaling to 11,000 per month, whereby he had a personal relief of 1056 per month. He lives in a teacher's quarters, whereby he is paying a nominal rent of 3,500 per month. As you can see, I'm just highlighting the key issues we are going to use in order to narrow down these questions to this calculation. So we have this person who is Mr. Okomo, who was a teacher at Kisia High School. His basic salary was 27,000, whereby he was also earning other allowances which were amounting to 11,000. Then apart from that, there was a personal relief of 1056 per month. Then apart from this one, we have also been told that this person, Mr. Okomo, was housed by the employer, whereby he was being given a house in the school where he was just paying a nominal rent of 3,500. Now, let us go back to the question. The first question we have, calculate Mr. Okomo's taxable income. Now, remember, taxable income, we say taxable income, TI is the same as basic salary plus all allowances, plus allowances. That's what we have. The moment we talk about taxable income, it is the same as basic salary plus all allowances. But now, in a situation whereby somebody is being housed by the employer, then we have plus 15% of the basic salary. Plus 15% of the basic salary. Now, when we talk about this, as long as somebody is being housed by the employer, then we also have to deduct or do what they call 15% of his basic salary, less the nominal rent. Less the nominal rent because he has to pay the nominal rent. Now, we have the basic salary, which is 27,000 plus allowances, which are amounting to 11,000, plus 15% of the basic salary, which is 15% of the basic salary, which is times 27,000. Then we have to minus the nominal rent, which is 3,500, which is 3,500. Then if you work this one out, very correct, we are going to have total. Remember what we find here, we also convert it into Kenyan pound. We have converted it into Kenyan pounds. Now in Kenyan pounds, what we are going to have here is going to give us Kenyan pounds, which is 23,130. This is going to be our taxable income. That's going to be our taxable income. And I've converted everything there into Kenyan pounds per annum. What we have here is in Kenyan pounds per annum. So we have this one basic salary plus allowances plus 15% of the basic salary minus the nominal rent. Then what you get, you convert it into Kenyan pounds also per annum. You convert into Kenyan pound also per annum because everything we are going to do is in terms of per year and also in Kenyan pound. Now this is what we have now. We have to come and rate everything what we have here. What we have here is 23,000. And according to the table, 23,000 is above 19,500. 23,000 is above 19,500. That means we have to work up to the last shift. Let us start the first one. The first one we are going to have. Now this is applies to question number 2, whereby they are telling us calculate how much income tax he paid per month. But now what we are going to work here is per year. But after all, we are going to convert it into per month by dividing it by 12. Now let us start with the first slot. The first slot we are going to have. The first one we are going to have 3,900 times 2, which is going to give us 7,800. That is the first one. The second one is 7,800 minus 3,900, which is going to give us 3,900. So we are going to have 3,900 times 3, which is going to give us 11,700, which is going to give us 11,700. The third one here, it is 11,700 minus 7,800, which is also going to give us 3,900. So we have 3,900 times 4, which is giving us 15,600, which is going to give us 15,600. Then we move to the fifth one. We have 15,600 minus 11,700, which is also giving us 3,900, Then times 5, which is giving us 19,500, Then we have here now 19,500 minus 15,600, which is also giving us 3,900. So we have 3,900 times what we have here times 7, which is giving us 22,300. That's what we have. Then lastly, we have anything above this one. Anything above 19,500. And at our case, we have 23,130. So anything which is above 19,500, we are going to have 23,130 minus 19,500, which is going to give us 30, which is going to give us, you can use your calculator, to do this one. We have 23,130, then you minus 19,500, which is going to give us that 630, which is going to give us 3,630, which is going to give us 3,600. So what is going to be deducted here in the last sheet is going to be that 3,630. So we are going to have 3,630, then times 9, which is giving us 32,000, then 620, which is giving us 670. That is what we are going to have as our deductions. Then we do the summation of everything. We sum what we have here, and if you do it correctly, you are going to have 114,000, then 570. You are going to have 114,000, then 570. That's what we have as the total deduction. Now, remember what we have here is in terms of what? Per annum. But now, our question is giving us calculate how much income tax he paid per month. When we talk about the day, we are referring to Mr. Komo, who was a teacher in a given school in the country, in this specific case, a high school. So what we have here is per annum. For us to convert into per month, we are going to have 114,570 divided by 12, so that we convert everything into per month. If we do this one, this is going to give us 9,547.5. This is what is going to be deducted. But remember, this person is having a relief of 1056. So for us to come up with the total income tax, it is the amount we have deducted here minus the relief. So we are going to have 9,547.5 minus relief, which was 1056, and this is going to give us 8 Kenyan shillings, 8,491.50. So this is going to be our income tax Mr. Komo pays per month. This is going to be our income tax Mr. Komo pays per month. So you have to undergo this procedure. That session I told you, this table is very crucial as long as we have to work this. In fact, there is no way you can work this question without having the table. We must be having that table. And remember, this table keeps on changing, but you have to be provided with it in an exam. So this is what we can do for us to find the total amount of money which is deducted from Mr. Okomo as the payee. Remember, we talked about pay as you earn, the tax which is being deducted from your salary, mostly for the civil servants. So this is the total amount of money that this Mr. Okomo is being deducted from his salary as the tax. Now, let us move to the last question. Calculate his net salary per month. Now, when we talk about the net salary, this is the total amount of money you get in your bank after all of the deductions have been made. For example, maybe if you had a loan, it has to be deducted. If you have maybe some of the amount you are disputing the NGO, it has to be deducted. Let us assume you have the income tax, it has to be deducted. If you have maybe the nominal rent. Now, when we talk about the net salary, this is the total amount of money you remain with after all of the deductions have been made. This is the total amount of money you remain with after all of the total deductions have been made. Now, this somebody, what is the total amount of money this Mr. Okomo is earning? For us to find the total amount of money is earning, it is the basic salary plus the allowances. The basic salary was 27,000 plus the allowance was coming to 11,000. So the total amount of money this person was earning is 27,000 plus 11,000, which is giving us 38,000. This is the total amount of money which was entering into the account of this Mr. Okomo. But after this amount have been received, then we have the other deductions which are being made. The first deduction is the pay. Then we have another deduction whereby we have 3,500 which he uses to pay the nominal rent. So in this case, the total deduction, all the total amount of money is going to be deducted is the pay, which is 8,491.50 plus the nominal rent, which is 3,500, Let us try to say what is the summation of this one. 8,491.50 plus 3,500. This is going to give us a summation of 11,991.50. So this is the total amount of money which this Mr. Kongo is going to be deducted from his account. This is the total amount of money this Mr. Kongo is going to be deducted from his account. Then how can we find the net salary? I've said net salary is the basic salary plus the allowances, whereby we have this one minus the total deduction. It is the basic salary plus the allowances minus the total deduction. Our basic salary plus allowances is giving us a summation of the 8,000. Then you minus the total deduction, which is 11,991.50. So our net salary for this Mr. Okongo is going to be basic salary, which is 38,000, basic salary plus allowances, then minus the total deduction, which is 11,991.50, which is going to give us a summation of how much? 38,000 minus 11,991.50. This is going to give us a summation of now this is going to give us a summation of 26,008.50. So this is going to be the total amount of money that this Mr. Okongo is going to receive in his account at the end of the month. So this is the answer for question number 6. So for us to find the net, it is the basic salary plus allowances. We call it the total salary, then minus the total deductions. So we are going to have 38,000 minus 11,991.50, which is going to give us 26,008.50 Kenyan shillings as the net salary. Thank you, and we will continue in our next class.